race?
Yeah, so yeah, we had the three of us, and going in at the time, we kind of had a little, like a friendly bet with the javelin throwers to see, because they had 3 guys in the race as well. So we had like a little friendly wager to see, oh, who would get the most points. And just going into the race, I was super nervous because, like, you know, you have a race like this, you have, you know, 13, 15,000 people here, and I've been at big races before, like World Juniors and stuff, but, you know, never something of this magnitude. And so that was really nerve-wracking. And after the pace went out slow, I think I found myself in front, and just kind of remember just thinking to myself, like, well, at least I'll get some good TV time out of this. Like, I knew I was fit because the previous day I'd run 340 in the prelims, but you know, there was a lot of good guys in that race, and you know, if you look at it now, kind of the names that were in that race, just, you know, guys that are 23, 24, 25, 26 years old now that that are really like at the top of the U.S. And so yeah, I just remember with like 500 to go, and just kind of just hearing like the crowd just like really getting into it, and I just remember just getting passed by everyone with like 400 to go, and I was just like, oh no, like this is gonna be so embarrassing, like you're gonna finish last place. And then I just remember with 200 to go, I had this, like, I don't know if it was a second wind or what it was, but I just was like, you know, who cares? Like, just go after it, and you know, they're close enough, but you're gonna have to close really fast. And I just remember with 200 to go, I was really moving hard, and I wasn't catching anyone. And then with 150 to go, I was like, oh man, I might catch some people. And I think at that point I was in lane 3 or something, and I just remember swinging off that turn and just hearing this, like, this cacophony of noise. It was just like, just this roar, and it just echoed, and like I've never felt that before. And so that kind of like, wow, something's happening, and it really does lift you, especially when you know that, you know, the home team's rooting for you. And so I just remember that last 75 was just like, keep your form, keep your form, keep your form. And like, I just felt like my eyes were bulging out. And with like, I think maybe 25, 30 meters to go, I knew that we were going to go 1-2, and because Matthew was like right there, and he wasn't really fading as much, but I remember looking over, because I was on the far right, and I remember looking over and seeing those guys, and that's when I was just like, wow, just like going wild. And I mean, because for me, you know, to get second place was kind of a big deal, obviously, but then like, it was just like, oh my God, like we did it, we went 1, 2, 3, and I just remember like, people were going nuts, and like, it didn't really even sink in at first, because it was just like so surreal that we had been talking about, oh, like, we're gonna beat the javelin throwers, like we're gonna have 3 guys that are better, but it's hard to have 3 guys go better than 1, 2, 3, obviously. Like, you can't do any better than that, and that really set the tone for the team that day. And I think we finished either 2nd or 3rd overall in the team standings, but I just remember feeling just like what a great accomplishment that was for myself, and what a great accomplishment that was as like a team, like for us to go 1, 2, 3. Like that just doesn't happen, like nowadays.
What did the javelin throwers end up doing? Do you remember?
I don't think they scored any points at all.
Really?
So
that's as big of a gap as you can.
Yeah, I mean, if I remember correctly, they kind of had like they were in like 2 different sections, and all the guys came out of one heat, and they were in the second heat that had like, it was something like this, where like you had like one heat had a crazy tailwind, and then when they threw, it was more of like a side wind or something like that, and so they were kind of in that heat. But yeah, I mean, like I said, just to finish the 1, 2, 3, like that doesn't happen anymore, just with how much parity there is in distance running, especially on the guy side, because of the resources are pretty limited, and so you don't really have, not saying that we're a super team or anything like that, but like, it's hard to find 3 guys that are going to click on the same day at the same time. And it was kind of just like a perfect storm of events, because if it had been fast, I don't know what would have happened, because Andy had run the 800 earlier, and so you never know. Like we could have ended up going you know, 2:48 or something like that. It was just kind of the perfect storm.
So you say you were in the lead for a lot. Did you dictate the pace? Because I was talking to Andy about that, and he was saying his plan was just to sit back and whatever happened.
Yeah.
It helped him that the pace was so slow.
Yeah, I mean, I was dictating the pace in the sense that I was up in front, but no one really wanted to push it. And I think we came through in like 70, because I want to say we ran in the 350s for our final time. I mean, we were probably, I think the women were faster through 800, or it was like really close. But yeah, I mean, no one wanted to lead, and I figured if it's going to be slow, I may as well be in the front. I can't really react to what's going on behind me, but you know, I'll see the moves as they're happening, and they have the video board too, so I can kind of see what's going on behind me. But yeah.
Andrew said that he told himself not to look at the video board on the final stretch, and he took a little peek right at the end and knew it was a sweep.
Yeah.
He didn't know until then. Are you when you're coming down? Are you looking up at the video board? You had the best view because you're on. Because he said he didn't even know that you were there.
Oh yeah.
You're on the right, so you have probably the best view.
I can't remember if I looked at the board or not, but because I remember I was in lane 3 or 4, and I remember that I had, like, either Jeff C. from Ohio State had gone by me or was like right next to me coming off that turn. So I knew where he was at, but then I knew where the rest of the field was behind me. So I kind of had an idea already. I don't think I did look at the video board. I think I was just kind of looking at the finish line like, just please, dear God, get here already. You know, one of those things.
The reaction afterwards, you guys kind of had a big hug.
Yeah.
A great reaction with the three of you.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, what's going through your mind, you know, immediately after, and in that kind of celebration with Matt and Andrew?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just surreal. Like, you don't, I mean, even you know, you kind of dream about that stuff. You know, going 1, 2, 3, like, and we kind of joked about it, and then for it to actually come to fruition was like, wow, this actually happened. And I just remember being so happy that I had gotten second, because, you know, obviously Matthew at the time wasn't an Olympian, but he had run 3:36 the year before, and to be so close to Andrew, and like even so close to like winning, even off the slow pace. But like, I don't know, it was just a crazy feeling that like we did the best that we could do, or at least I did the best that I thought I could do. And gave it our all, and I felt like everyone else did too, you know, and it ended up working out that way. And I just remember being so happy. Like, I don't know, it's a feeling that's kind of incomparable to anything else. You're 1, 2, 3, and your two of your best friends are first and third. Like, it's hard to beat that.
You guys got on a billboard after that.
Yeah.
What was it like driving in town? You know, you're still on the team.
Yeah.
In college, and you're seeing yourself up on a billboard.
It was kind of funny because I had that stupid grin on my face, and with the arms out and everything, and like, I mean, I thought it was funny. Like, but the thing is like, as a track athlete, you don't get that much exposure in terms of that stuff, and so it was really cool to be like, oh man, I have a billboard. Like, I don't remember any like students saying anything, but like, I remember my parents thought it was a way bigger deal than I thought it was. I thought it was cool, but they're like, man, you got a billboard. And I was like, yeah, I guess so. I mean, that's pretty cool, like whatever. And like, not that like I wasn't appreciative of it. I guess I just didn't understand, because it was just like, whatever. I don't know. Like, I drove by it all the time too, but like, I would always just like look at it and be like, God, that stupid look on your face, like, you know, like just one of those things. I don't know, but I mean, it's definitely very cool.
That's how you do it when you're in it.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor? Can you take your mic and put it on the vest? Just rubbing a little bit. Yeah, right there will be. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, no, I feel, you know, same way for us, like in our sportscast, like our parents will be so excited.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, well, you know, you notice something really small because it's, you know, that's what you notice when you're doing it. You mentioned hearing the crowd and how loud it was. There's always talk about the Hayward Magic and everything like that. And how much of a believer are you in that? I mean, when you're running here, how much faster do you go? How much is it quantifiable? Is there legitimate? Do you gain time when you're running here versus somewhere else?
I mean, that's tough to say as far as like, you know, if they were to do like a study and look at that stuff, I really don't know. But I mean, it's a good track, it's a good environment, and I think you'll see when they run stuff like pre, they always have top-notch fields, and they have rabbits that enable people to run fast and stuff like that. But I didn't believe in it because I don't know, I like the tangible stuff, and that's just kind of when you hear about this sort of thing, you're just like, the BS alarm goes off, and you're just like, oh, that's so dumb. Like, and like, when I got recruited, I was like all about that just because you're young and impressionable. But then like after a couple years, you see pre and you're in the stands for it, and so you can't really, you don't really experience that feeling when you're on the track and you're hearing that just roar. And but I mean, I gotta say that day, like I can say without a doubt, if it had been anywhere else, I don't know if I would have finished second. Like, I just was able to dig deeper because you're kind of just feeding off the energy. And I mean, there is something to be said about that. And but yeah, I mean, it's definitely a real thing. Like, and you can't quantify that. I mean, if you're looking at like an economic equation, they have kind of like variables that error term that has like that noise as far as like distortion and stuff that just wouldn't seem right. And that's kind of like what this is that it throws like, you just run faster. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, it's one of those things where, like, if you're in the crowd, maybe you get like goosebumps, and then just like imagine doing that, like, and hearing that while you're running, and not that you're feeling sorry for yourself, but that you're out there and you're just like, wow, I feel terrible. But then this energy, you're just like, you know what, whatever, I'm just gonna give it all. Like, I'm gonna go deeper than I even thought I could.
And it's for you, because everyone else can hear the noise, but obviously the fact that it's for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Make a difference.
But even as like for another athlete, maybe even just like that fight or flight mechanism goes off too, because you're like, no, they're roaring, which means that there must be an Oregon guy coming, and like, so even for that, because why else would a crowd be roaring, other than the fact that someone's going to kick you down, and that's going to make you, either you tighten up and you don't handle it well, or you dig deep down, and that's the thing. Like I said, I didn't believe in it. When I was here, I was just like, oh, that's just some stupid marketing ploy. But like, it legitimately is a thing. Like, and I'm not just saying that because I feel like I feel indebted to the university, or to Vin, or to someone else. But like, that is a tangible thing. Like, it's hard to explain.